Hello and welcome to CWU TV News, bringing you all the latest stories from around the communications industry. As always, you can find further information on all of our featured stories on CWU TV and in the union's digital magazine eVoice. And the icons you can see on screen now will pop up during the programme to show you where you can find more in-depth interviews and reports. Coming up this month. Recruitment drive at UK Mail. More issues at Virgin Media, London Riots Victim Appeal Fund, and CWU conquers Mount Everest. Following issues concerning health and safety and equality at UK Mail, CWU has seen an increase in its employees becoming members of the union. Now, with 2 dedicated reps at its site in Birmingham, the union is pursuing its aim to achieve recognition at the company.
There isn't a union recognised in here. I mean, we've had to stand outside the gate. They certainly won't let us inside to meet the people. We believe that all postal workers should have the proper terms and conditions, and certainly understand that the workers in UK Mail have fallen behind in that respect. So we honestly believe that we're going to get a good response and plenty of members from this site.
The union has also been out on a recruitment drive at the mail company's Docklands depot. General Secretary Billy Hayes joined members to hand out leaflets and talk to UK Mail employees.
At the moment we're concentrating on just building up the membership. The more we get in, the more we can get to a point where we've got collective representation. And we ensure that there's a fair level playing field for anybody that works for the mail company in the UK, and the union to join as the CWU. So if there's anyone out there watching this who's thinking about joining the CWU, get our membership form, download it off the website or write into us or email us and join the CWU and get the benefits of collective representation.
Several issues have arisen at Virgin Media. Working patterns for service technicians at the telecoms company are currently under review, and a new pay band initiative is to be introduced.
It's the result of a long-running campaign on our part to ensure that there are pay bands for network engineers. And the purpose of the pay bands is to bring more transparency into pay for network engineers, because currently, following the last pay review, they can be paid anything between £24,000 and £36,000 a year, and all of that as part of one band. They don't know why they're getting paid what they're paid, they don't know where they sit in that band, and they don't know how to progress. So the Aspire scheme, we're hoping, will bring a lot of clarity to that, and the consultation on that starts again later this month.
CWU postal members have welcomed a move by Royal Mail to put its mark on the letters it delivers, so the general public is aware of the essential role Royal Mail plays in delivering the post. Dave Ward, Deputy General Secretary, explains the initiative.
Well, stamping the competitor's mail with delivered by Royal Mail is a really positive development, something that we're supporting. What it does, it gives recognition for postal workers, and hopefully it'll end the fact that competitors have been really literally running on the back of Royal Mail members and our members for many years. So the public will now see truly that we are at the heart of delivering postal services across the UK.
CWU members working in one of the union's smallest bargaining units have unanimously backed a new pay deal, which will see basic salaries rise by £600. The one-year agreement is effective from the 1st of April 2011, meaning employees of Swiss Post Solutions working in BBC mailrooms will receive significant backdated payments, along with the increase in their August salaries. Following the recent riots that took place across the capital, the London Regional Committee, together with the London Divisional Committee, have decided to set up an appeal fund. The fund is designed to help CWU members and their families who have become victims of the riots.
When the riots started, it was terrible. People were just bashing up things, breaking the shops, hitting people on the road. And then when they started to light the shop beneath my house on fire, then I had to flee my house with my family. Never seen anything like this before. I was just terrified what happened. The CWU is trying to help me out now a lot. Yeah, sending letters all over the country, all the branches all over. They helped me a lot. All the goodwill, and just can't say that. I'm very thankful for what they did.
And now let's take a quick look at some of the other stories from around the union hitting the headlines this month. CWU members were out in force at Doncaster's Dragon Boat Festival in July. The union entered 2 teams, and although no prizes were won, they still raised over £3,000 for the CWU's humanitarian aid charity. Senior Deputy General Secretary Tony Cairns represented the union at this year's Tolpuddle Martyrs Festival in Dorset. Speaking on the campaign for nuclear disarmament, he promoted the TUC's Just Transition campaign. Talks between Capita TVL management and senior CWU negotiators will go ahead after an overwhelming 88.4% of workers rejected the company's latest pay offer. Around 600 workers were offered wage increases of £550 for 2010 and £650 for 2011. And in a set of full and frank interviews for CWU TV, Deputy General Secretary Postal Dave Ward has spoken about the future challenges facing the union and its members in the postal industry. Deputy General Secretary Andy Kerr has also spoken openly about the union's ongoing negotiations with BT around performance and sick absence management. You can see both of the interviews right now on CWU TV. The CWU is showing solidarity with 45,000 workers who are now on strike to end what they call the corporate greed of the US telecoms company Verizon. Starting on the 22nd of June, Verizon, the United States' largest wireless carrier, pushed proposals that would let them free pensions and eliminated them for future employees, outsource more jobs, cut sick days, eliminate disability benefits for injuries at work and reduce healthcare benefits promised to retirees.
This company is making vast profits and hoping to make even more. And what they're doing is eroding the members in their terms and conditions, and it's just not acceptable. It's got to that level where we've tried to negotiate their way through it to CWA, and unfortunately the Verizon management have been intransigent in what they've been doing, so they had no option but to go on strike. And it's the same as workers in the UK. Nobody wants to go on strike. They don't do it lightly. So they were driven to it, and anything we can do to support those workers in America, we'll do.
Save Mount Pleasant nursery campaigners have announced they'll be holding weekly protests at Royal Mail's North London site. The aim is to pursue the company to drop its controversial plans to close the nursery. CWU Head of Equalities Linda Roy explains why they've decided to hold these rolling demonstrations.
We feel that if we keep a rolling demonstration, it keeps it on people's minds, and people are aware that this is going to happen unless we do this campaign and we do get the support and we do change Royal Mail's mind. So that's what the campaign is all about, is raising the profile, making people aware that they are going to close this crest unless we fight to keep it open.
And finally, CWU member Edward Buckingham became the hero of his workmates when he returned from conquering the world's highest peak. Ed, along with his 7-man team, scaled Mount Everest's north face in a gruelling 4-day ascent. So far, the team have raised over £3,000 in sponsorship, all of which is going to the British Heart Foundation. We caught up with Ed at his local climbing centre in Plymouth.
Ready to climb? Not in my wildest dreams 12 years ago I imagined being on top of the world, and another small factor being the first Cornishman to reach the summit. It was minus 35 degrees on summit, so you couldn't really sort of sit down and take in the view. You had to take your photos, and within sort of 30 minutes you was on the way back down again.
Ed embarked on the once-in-a-lifetime challenge to raise money for the British Heart Foundation, a charity close to his heart.
I chose the British Heart Foundation because my father has heart disease, which we found out around 9 years ago. And I wanted to do something to say thank you to the loving years he's given me as a father and a friend. It's just gone over £3,000 plus a gift aid to go on top of that. So it's been a good response, and I think there'll still be some more sponsors.
Although Ed is an experienced climber, there are stark reminders of the risk a challenge like this brings.
I was well aware that we would see dead bodies, one of them being a guy that sadly passed away from another group that expedition that night, and also one of our members, a colleague of his the previous year, 2009-2010 year. A friend of his died on the way back down from summiting, so we passed his body.
So what's next for this intrepid explorer?
Quite a lot of people have asked me that. I would like to at some point go to Antarctica, yes, to finish the 7 summits. I've got another 2 to do. Whether I'm fortunate enough to do them, we'll have to wait and see. But I think it's a fair achievement to have climbed the highest mountain in the world.
If you would like to donate to the British Heart Foundation, please visit the web address below. Well, that's it for this month. Don't forget you can follow all the latest news, in-depth reports and extended interviews on the Union's digital platforms, CWU TV and eVoice. But until next time, thanks for watching.